Zdravím všechny, zase na kanál, tady ze Stresa, vítejte u dalšího pokračování další dobrodružství v Genshinu. Dneska máme na pořad dne další side story quest a dle prostředí můžete vědět, kde se to bude pravděpodobně odehrávat. A já jsem proto zvolil tuhleto takovou tematickou lokaci, ale takovou neutrální, takovou všeobecnou, protože nemám absolutní ánung, kde a co a jak. A stejně se tam pravděpodobně budu portovat tak či onak, pokud bych to netipnul přesně na křižovatku. Takže čeká nás Inazumský občan. A to konkrétně on. Arataki Ito. Ten nás čeká tentokrát. A jsem sám celkem zvědavý, z jeho hrubýho popisu je to nějaký gang leader, tak trošičku doufám, že to bude jakože faktuální gang leader a nejenom nějaký prostě týpek, který je jenom excentrický, ale je prostě jinak totálně normální a nic zvláštního na něm není. Chci, aby byl trošku jako grázlovský. Protože jestli to bude další lawful good postava, tak se asi z toho zmenstu. Takže prostě to je jedna z mála šancí prostě strávit den s postavou, která má šanci, že není lawful good, který jsou ty nejnudnější postavy na světě. A že může mít alignment, nebo aspoň osobnost, jakoby jinou než tu klasickou. Proto třeba mám rád Jaimiko a těším se, až se k ní eventuálně někdy dostanem. Protože ona je chaotik. Prostě ona je chaotik neutral nebo chaotik good. Prostě rozhodně chaotik prostě 100% a není lawful. Což její osobnost taky tomu napovídá, proto ji mám hrozně rád, protože cokoliv, co je jiný než klasický lawful good setup postavy, prostě give it to me. Takže spendneme story klíč, rovnou si ho obnovíme a uvidíme, kde to je. 650 metrů, takže ve městě? Jo. Rise up Golden Soul, the Oni's evil. Inazumských wants to conduct an emergency investigation. Když by tam z téhle výšky možná doplatil, bych doplatil možná někam sem, jakože koust těsně, tak by to trvalo šíleně dlouho a tak prostě... Wait a minute. Jo. A jak jsem to odzoomovaný, tak to vypadalo, že všechny tyhle tři lokace se potýkají s tím questem. Já si říkal, tak moment, jako součástí těch questů bude celý střed města. Ne. Taky protože si pročítám ty základní basic informace z profilu, když získám postavu, tak vím, že Kuki Shinobu je taky spolčená s item. Jsem zvědavý, jestli se objeví až ve svý vlastní věci tematický, nebo jestli tam je, protože tam logicky má být. Zeptáme a uvidíme. Foreshadowing. Je tam těch probáků.
Yes. I'm afraid that I have another task that requires your assistance. The Adventurers Guild has recently received a commission directly from the Tenryou Commission. The assignment is both urgent and dangerous. After assessing the assignment, the Guild has concluded that seasoned adventurers are required. Naturally, you came to mind.
Co není až tak těžký, anebo je těžký, ale je to relativně not hot topic, že to není hot topic prostě, tak to může rozdělit mezi normální lidi a když prostě něco shit is going down, tak prostě Lumino, kde jsi? Why can't the Tenryou Commission resolve it on their own?
Allow me to explain. The Tenryou Commission recently issued an arrest warrant for a young Oni by the name of Arataki Ito.
Damn.
You mean those big, tough-looking guys with horns on their heads?
That's correct. This particular Oni is quite vocal and audacious, so he already has quite the reputation on the streets. That said, he has never been caught up in major trouble of any kind. So it came as a surprise to learn that he has recently been accused of stealing things, and sometimes even whisking away the people themselves.
Rekrutuje do svého gangu.
But it doesn't end there. When the Tenryou Commission dispatched a Doshin to apprehend him, he assaulted the Doshin before making a getaway with his accomplices.
Sounds like a real ruffian.
So let Paimon guess. It's up to us to bring this Oni in. No problemo. This does sound like a job for the Traveler. She'll be back with that Oni in no time.
Yeah, to jsem fakt zvědavý.
I have complete confidence you will succeed. However, please exercise caution. This Oni also happens to hold a vision, and is the leader of an organization known as the Arataki Gang.
Interesting. I'm not too experienced with gang fights, though.
You're right. We have no idea what we'll be up against. Better play it safe.
We are still investigating Arataki Ito's potential motives behind these incidents, as well as his current whereabouts, but please ask around in the streets as well. There will likely be others more familiar with Ito's circumstances than I am, who can provide you with useful information.
Alright, we'll ask.
I will await your return. Ad Astra Abyssop.
Shush. Act 1. Rise Up Golden Soul.
Well, let's start asking around on the streets. Hopefully we'll learn a little more about this Arataki Ito guy and figure out where he might have run off to.
Arataki Ito?
Adventurer guy.
Yeah, I've heard of the guy. Word is he did something monumentally stupid, then ran off before they could catch him. And to be completely honest, I was a little surprised when I first heard it. Okay, well, I mean, not that surprised.
Wait, you mean he already had a bad reputation?
No, not exactly. He's just very overbearing in everything he does. Big and brash and always making a ruckus. So, on the one hand, he's a larger-than-life kind of guy. But on the other hand, he's emotionally volatile. When he's in a good mood, he's as high as a kite. But when he gets upset, he gets completely enraged. I don't personally see him as a bad guy, but I guess I wouldn't put it past him to get all riled up and lose control.
What is he usually up to? Does he have a job of any kind?
You know, I'm afraid that I'm not too sure myself. I keep a pretty good eye on what's happening in the city, and as far as I can tell, he just idles the days away. When someone asks for it, he's willing to lend a helping hand, but other than that, he's just out making a scene with the kids on the street or his gang. If I had to guess, his lack of income finally drove him to do something more drastic to make ends meet.
Is it just Paimon, or is this Ito fellow starting to sound pretty weird?
I'm afraid that I don't have much else to tell you. He tends to spend his time with people a little more lively than myself. Perhaps you could try asking around?
Okay, we'll ask. A samozřejmě nejvíc informací získáme z té postavy, co se je nejdál, což zdá se, že je guard station. Jako od guardu bych čekal, že se s ním budou potýkat. Všechno dobrý, můžeme přejít na poptání se v textilním oddělení tohohle města. Jestli náhodou neví něco, co se děje venku, i když má práce dost.
Oh yeah, I heard about that whole thing. I'm sure it must have been a mix-up on the Tenryou Commission's end. He could never do anything so dastardly.
Huh? How can you be so sure? Is he really as trustworthy as all that.
No, perhaps you misunderstand me. When I said he could never do anything dastardly, I meant he literally doesn't have what it takes.
Jakož má... Z prvního pohledu je jasný, že je totálně schopný z jednoho z těch dvou směrů, tak zvolíme to reálný, což je tohle. Protože jestli někdo, kdo má víc než tucet těch sixpacků na jednom těle, tak to definuje this guy. So he's smart enough?
Historie will explain it better. So, he used to spend a lot of time playing rock, paper, scissors and hide and seek with the kids on the streets. Kids, being kids, aren't exactly the most difficult to outsmart. I'm sure you can see what I'm getting at here. He used to lose all the time, sometimes catastrophically.
On purpose, though, right?
No, not at all. The one time I saw him win, he started jumping around and yelling, "I won!" Then he took the kid's candy as his prize and ate it right there in front of him.
Ugh, that's just plain wrong.
He did take it way too far that time. The poor kid started crying, so he was pretty quick to admit that he was fully in the wrong, and it wasn't long before the kid had stopped crying and was laughing and playing again as if nothing had ever happened. In fact,
Go fast
the
forward,
children
no?
quite like playing with him because he's always serious about the stakes and never throws a game on purpose. So, I suppose what I'm trying to say is a guy who can't even beat kids at a children's game really gonna be capable of these kinds of diabolical deeds?
That's not what I expected to hear.
Huh. He doesn't sound like a bad guy at all. In fact, he kind of sounds like a man of integrity.
Yes, my thoughts exactly. Still, the Tenryou Commission's evidence against him is supposed to be irrefutable. So, I'm not
Jestli něco
blaming his
rozmlátil.
actions or anything. If he really has messed up big time, then he should face the consequences just like anyone else.
Thanks for the info. We'll keep...
We'll keep asking around, ale hlavní velká ryba je z té třetí informační nody, takže tohle je jedna věc, která je důležitá, protože jsem to dělal hodněkrát.
Of course I know him. We've been trying to apprehend him recently. We know he's already left Inazuma City, but with no clues to follow, we have no choice but to commission others for help, including the Adventurers Guild.
Catherine says that Arataki Ito hasn't done anything seriously bad before, so it seems pretty strange. Paimon's curious. Is there any evidence of all this stuff he's accused of?
Yes, of course. Otherwise, we'd never have put so many people on the case. For starters, most thieves will try to devise a way to conceal their identity. But for an Oni, the horns are a dead giveaway. I mean, the whole city could have recognized it was him.
How do you know it wasn't a different Oni?
At first, he was just one of our suspects. But when we went to investigate, he personally confessed to everything and started trying to provoke the officers. What's most frustrating is that he then managed to escape along with his entire gang. He must have been planning the whole thing right from the start.
So was there any motive?
Of course he did. Whether material or psychological, there is plenty of evidence either way. He's never had a Mora to his name his entire life, and he's never kept down a real job. Word is that he also takes care of someone in his gang, and that the burden of it takes quite the toll on him. After scrounging for a living all these years, maybe he thought that being the bad guy would be an easier ride. As for his psychological motives, it's a bit embarrassing to talk about, but we confiscated his vision during the Vision Hunt Decree.
So he's exacting revenge on the Tenryou Commission now.
At the time, Arataki Ito put up quite a fight. It took a huge amount of manpower and resources, and in the end we had to enlist the help of Kujo Sara to finally secure his vision. The vision hunt was a mistake, but we never expected that he would go to such extreme lengths to take revenge on us.
He does sound a little unstable, just like people have been saying.
The evidence is solid.
If the two of you are able to capture Arataki Ito, please bring him straight here. We'll handle him from there.
Thanks for all the info.
Have we really
Too
run
bad
out
we
Oh,
still
no.
don't know where he could have run off to. We already got word on the street, so maybe it's time to talk to a real specialist. Paimon remembers that there's a detective agency here in Inazuma. Maybe we can try asking there.
Yep. Apparently je příliš busy někde jinde. Takže pamatuješ Octave of the Masuhiro, což je jeden z těch větších miniquestů. Že jestli si vzpomínáte před několika díly, jsem tu měl několik těch větších miniquestů, dodělal jsem všechny tam tak, jak šli dodělat tu chvíli. A nějaký tady vyplavali zase po čase, jak nějaký continuation po nějaký době. Takže rovnou to bridgeneme s tímhletím větším miniquestem Octave of the Masuhiro. Což je potom myslím o nějakým tom nástroji. O nějakým tom zvukovým nástroji z toho ostrova kouře a iluzí. A jak jsme ho vzali zpátky fyzicky, ale pak jsme zjistili, že je fuč, protože nemůže opustit ten ostrov. Protože existuje jenom kolem toho ostrova iluzí. A teďkon po čase, pokud je to ono, co si myslím, tak co nás na to najala i ostatní lidi před náma a po nás, který reportli úplně to samý, ty, který uspěli, se tě nějak svolala dohromady a budem brainstormovat, nebo brainstormovali mezi tím, co dál. Yeah, we only walked a few steps from the Bantan storefront, haven't we? It's not a storefront, Sango. Eh? Bantan Sango is my house of wisdom. The world comes to Bantan Sango, not the other way around. There it is, number 7 of the lines that President Sango wishes she could say someday. But since cases tend to come to her, she's never had a chance to say it. Hey, you don't have to say so much, Ryuji. Anyway, regarding Tsurumi Island... Ah, you're here. Let me introduce you. This is the renowned Lumina. You can skip the renowned bit. And Paimon's Paimon! So this is the legendary Lumina. And I'm legendary too? Well, Roald. Ten jeden co psal knihy. Anyway. Well, your deeds have far surpassed the domain of your average adventurer, that's for sure. Indeed, your adventures are what adventurers' dreams are made of. Right, let's get to the point. The reason I asked everyone to gather here is to exchange information about Tsurumi Island. My latest work... the answer why the Masuhiro would disappear, right? It seems that we could count on you after all, Lumina. Agreed. You certainly do have good judgment, being able to prevent Miss Sumida from going off topic like that. Paimon feels less sorry for Scatterbrain. I'm sorry. Well, you'll get back to the point. Out of all the people affected by the incident related to Masuhiro that could have been found going missing, I was only able to find the detective from Anatsango and Mr. Roll. Yes, we are aware of the request, alongside the unrelated plotlines of several different light novels as well as the narrative you are currently working on. It is also true that we are unable to successfully retrieve the Masuhiro. Well, I'll solve the mystery for you. Ryuji must have misplaced it. Not at all. I didn't lose my way many times after arriving at Tsurumi Island, but did eventually find a Masuhiro in an open area on the island. So you're speaking of the ceremonial site? As for the details, I no longer remember those. Every time I try to do so, it's as if there's a fog in my head that prevents me from remembering what occurred. Could it be that the fog that tried the end found its way into Ryuji's head after breathing too much of it? Well, here's what I experienced. At the time, I was trapped on Rito with no way to cross the checkpoints. This was Miss Sumida contacted me and commissioned me to help her go to Tsurumi Island to gather reference material and look for a Masuhiro. I had my doubts when I boarded Kama's boat, but as turned out, it was actually able to avoid detection and bring me safely to the island after all. So you didn't have a permit, Mr. Roland? Shh! Come on now, these less than legal dealings need not to be spoken of so loudly. Kama's really something, huh? So as long as it's asked of him, Kama will get it done. But if you don't ask him, he won't do anything. Like Ryuji, I fear I can't remember much about what occurred either. I took Kama's advice and walked through a large gateway into the fog, and I met a friendly child. There was some sort of ceremony as well. A kid? Was their name Rue? Rue? I don't quite remember. We did make a trip in a hurry, after all. I even left my diary behind in Rito. The records clearly state what civilization once existed on Surmi Island has been utterly destroyed, and yet there was still a child there. I could have sworn that after a few other hurdles I did finally get my hands on a Masahiro. Could have sworn? Well, it does seem that the world reported back to Sumida convinced he had brought the item in question, while in truth was that he didn't have it. Could have sworn does seem like the operative phrase here. I'm very sorry, that's why I write diaries, you know, to compensate for my untrustworthy memory. Well, I say that... Well, I say that, but I do often lose those very diaries as well, so there you go. Nebo ja sam cię pozbierał. You know what? We discovered quite a lot of journals and diaries out in the wild, so does that mean there's a lot of time people with poor memories out there in the world too? To be honest with you, what concerns me is the most this incident isn't the missing Masahiro, but the fact that you met locals on Surmi Island at all. According to the tales of distant seas, there can be no doubt that Surmi Island was utterly destroyed as a whole several millennia ago. Don't look at that. The monstrous bird of thunder was slain by the Electro Archon above Akamuko Peak in Seirai Island. That was why the Asase Shrine was built, to suppress the leftover power of that giant bird. Wait, is this the Thunderbird we've heard about in the past? President Sango, does this have anything to do with the case? It does have things to do with the case. Although I had never gone to Seirai myself, the fallout from the Thunderbirds of Death resulted in the strange phenomena that could be found on Akamuko Peak. When you add this together to the existence of the ley line disorders, which have been since common knowledge as well, only one conclusion remains, and thus must be true, that the strange occurrences I've experienced might be related to the Tsurumi Islands itself. Well, you know, this is all very fascinating, but it's not really helpful either. But it's interesting, right? You really know a lot, Sango? Of course. I'm Sango, the Bantan Sango Detective Agency, after all. If you wish to take on matters of all sorts, you must have knowledge of all sorts as well. I do also feel like this gathering hasn't rolled to any meaningful conclusions, though. We just shared life stories. Other than Mr. Roald and Madam Sango, all the others I contact believe that Surmi has some unique ley line disorder. Or that it might even have been haunted. None of them were willing to involve themselves any further. Perhaps I should take the commission back. Maybe this writer's life is not my destiny after all. No, don't say that. After hearing so much about the Chronicles of Fog, Miss Sumida Paz, I'm very curious what happens next. As a detective, I do not believe in such things as destiny. Everything happens for a reason, and all occurrences follow their own unique logic. Destiny doesn't come into all that. As long as we can find out what happened, then we can actually, you know what? What are we doing this for again? To find the Masahiro? That's right. If she cancels the commission now, we have to run around the whole place for nothing. That's what do you think is most important, Paimon? I'll just leave it to us, Miss Sumida. Yeah, you're right. It's early days yet to be giving up. Even the great Takizawa Kyoden muddled through life for 33 years before he read the... Miss Amida, you're welcome to share your writing anecdotes next time you commission us, but for now we shall take our leave. Yep, I'm tired. Anton Sango's courtyard is still the best. As an adventurer, I feel obligated to challenge the fog over Tsurim Island once more. Well then, let us meet at the island's depths, Lumina, at Astra Abyssosque. Looks like I need to improve my social skills and about writing ones, huh? Cheer up. Don't worry about the whole Masahiro thing. We'll get it done. Teďko můžeme pokračovat i to. Jo, k tomu Masahiro pokračuje a vrátíme se do toho ostrova, pravděpodobně s Roaldem. S relativně legendárním Roaldem, pokud jste si všimli, že všude po celém světě jsou jeho žurnály o explorování různých koutů světa. Ale ze zkušeností z těch miniquestů, který jsem dělal, These Very Ones, a některý, který skončili, a nemají žádné pokračování, tak délka těch miniquestů může být až hodinu sama o sobě, protože jednak to bude hodně chození a pokrývání hodně velké vzdálenosti. A taky se tam přece jenom bude něco relativně dít, takže kdybych to pokračoval, tak by hlavní důvod tohohle videa nedostal čas a musel bych to odložit nebo rozpůlit. Takže tohle byla jen taková vsuvka a těm miniquestům se vrátím později, ale až se k tomu někdy vrátím, tak zase udělám catch-upovej explanation, proč tam jsme na tom ostrově a jak je shrnutí té záhady. Jakou jsem udělal teďka? Pletou se mi slova. Stejně jako jsem udělal teďko, když jsem vám to shrnul. K tomu můžu klidně shrnout i příště. Jak si nechám svoji battle grupu, protože předpokládám bitvu po každý. A teď... No možná jako jsme mysleli, bych mohl trošku dělat kompromis. Vezmu Luminu do grupy po dlouhý době. A taky už jsem nějakou dobu si užil ten outfit, takže jako s každým outfitem zase zacykluju ten druhý, který je taky pěkný. Tak. Jo, Sanga, zpátky Kitovi.
Oh, him again. Sure. I have answers. We've already done some investigating for the Tenryou Commission. But first, do you have enough Moro to cover the fee?
2 melony.
I've heard all about your travels. After everything you've been through, I'm sure you understand the way these sorts of things work.
How much more are we talking about here?
A one-off payment of 397,000 Mora, up front. Plus a further 5% of your Adventurers Guild remuneration as my commission, if Arataki Ito is successfully caught and brought to justice.
Whoa! That's crazy expensive! How did you even come up with the price that high?
Hold on. I wasn't finished. It just so happens the initial fee has already been paid in full by the Tenryou Commission. All you'll need to pay is the small commission fee. And, as for that amount, I'll settle things with the Adventurers Guild once we have Ito. So, from the way I see it, you guys are getting a pretty nice deal. Now then, to give you the full picture in this case, we must first recount a well-known Inazuman fairy tale.
Sweet Celestia, here we go. Další flashback.
A long time ago, in a village lost to time, there lived a crimson Oni and a blue Oni. They were the best of friends.
Jako Barati Broku na začátku.
The Crimson Oni looked fierce, but was gentle like the humans. The Blue Oni looked human, but was reclusive, like an Oni. The Crimson Oni wished to befriend the humans, but they were scared and threw beans at him whenever he came near.
Beans? Kameny jsou úplně všude.
So the Blue Oni said to the Crimson Oni,
Akka, I'll cause trouble in the village. You come and stop me. Then the humans will accept you.
Akka znamená červený.
The Crimson Oni chased the Blue Oni away. The Crimson Oni's deeds spread throughout the land, and people finally accepted him.
Wow.
But when the Crimson Oni went to tell the Blue Oni the good news, he was gone and left only a letter behind.
I went traveling. Don't come find me or they'll treat you as a naughty little Oni. But don't worry about me. No matter where I go, we'll always be friends.
That's it? What about the little blue Oni? Whatever happened to him?
I suppose the Blue Oni simply disappeared, never to be seen again. Only the Crimson Oni remain now.
But the blue Oni was just an innocent little kid.
Does this story have anything to do with the situation at hand?
Of course it does. Otherwise, I wouldn't go through all the trouble of telling it. One interpretation is that the story is actually broadly based on historical events and that Arataki Itto is, in fact, a descendant of the Crimson Oni. What I'm trying to tell you is that the Oni have sacrificed a lot in the past in order to finally integrate themselves into human society. But there are still some volatile personality traits in the Oni bloodline. Every generation of Oni inherits these traits. So while Arataki Itto has never been known to commit a wrongful act in the past, can we ever completely rule out the possibility of him one day allowing this side of him to take over?
But how could he do that after the blue Oni's...
That's
Shut
a
up.
very old story. Nobody knows how long it's been since the Blue Oni disappeared. We can only assume that they have long since died out, in which case, it would be quite a stretch to say it still counts as a betrayal at this point.
It doesn't count since they're all dead. To by bylo docela satisfying conclusion.
Besides, the suspect has already confessed. What is there left to discuss? According to my investigation, he was headed southwest. I would bet he's already made it to Yashiori Island by now. The Tenryou Commission is unable to enter territory controlled by Sangonomiya troops. No doubt that's the reason Arataki Itto chose to flee in that direction.
I understand. Thank you for the information.
Don't mention it. I'm just doing my duty.
Wait, Paimon still has a question. If Arataki Itto has given into his bad side, won't that mean he's extra mean and violent now?
I could only assume so. Judging from his previous bouts, he is a skilled fighter with a lot of brute strength. Whether or not you'll be able to handle him, that I do not know.
Okay, but what's up with people throwing beans at Oni? What use is that?
Házíte po nich kameny.
Now that you mention it, I seem to recall that Arataki Itto is allergic to beans. In fact, all Oni will avoid beans, but especially Itto. I heard that just touching a bean is enough to incapacitate him. If you could weaken him a bit by triggering his allergies, perhaps you'd have better luck subduing him.
Seems like our only option.
Right! Knowing our target's weakness will make things a whole lot easier.
It just so happens that I have a bag of beans right here. I was planning to use them to make some porridge, but I think you will find a better use for them. Of course, I will charge the Adventurers Guild a fair and reasonable rate for the beans.
But also, thanks! Let's head to Yashiori Island and start looking for Itto.
Dávám tady ten pytel. Dávám ten pytel. Ten bag of beans, abych mohla chargeovat jejich cenu plus ještě dalších 20% navrch. A tím na tom vydělat. Já vlastně mám tady na celý mini ostrově. To je daleko. Šíš. What happens when stamina runs out? Only one way to find out. Nezapomeňte nebýt ve vzduchu, ale uprostřed vody, když vám dojde stamina, pak se stane něco velmi kouzelného. Tady na tom ostrově je fajn, že je to on. Já myslím, že to je on. Tady na tom ostrově je super, že už tu neprší a nebouří, protože pršobouřkovou questlineu jsem už dořešil, takže už je mi to šumák. Řekla zhruba na tomhle ostrově. Šel po cestě, jak překvapivý. Mo, s nějakou další lodí forward, jak překvapivý. Sure enough.
He doesn't seem to be looking this way. Perfect. Let's try the beans Detective Sango gave us. It'll save a lot of hassle if we can avoid a fight.
Yeah, less conspicuous. Throw beans. Do jeho periferního vidění se mi zrovna moc nechce. Jako nebudu lhát. I need closer. Pendlo je do trojuhelníku.
Beans, no.
Beans, no.
Are you okay? What should we do? Paimon didn't think he'd react this badly.
Don't be alarmed. It's just my my allergies acting up. I've got it under control. It's all right. I got this. I just gotta tough it out. I can take it. I can take it. Who am I kidding? I gotta catch my breath here. Whatever it is you want, it's gonna have to wait. I need a moment.
After resting for a long while, Ito recovers enough to speak.
Need a moment. Woo, that's better. That sure took a lot out of me, though. Hey, why'd you have to be so mean, huh? Surprise attacking me like that.
You can never be too careful when dealing with a fugitive. Plus, there's more beans where that come from, so you better come quietly.
Oh, I get it. So you're here to bring me in. How in the world did you find me all the way out here? Well, whatever. If you think I'm going back with you, you can forget it. I'd walk away if I were you. I pack a mean punch, you know. I don't want to hurt any regular folks like you.
That's pretty big talk considering all the beans we have.
You're the one behind the robbery and the missing people, aren't you?
Yep, that's right. Me. All by myself. Nobody else. As boss of the Arataki gang, I gotta nab a little food and drink when we're running low. That's only natural, right?
Yeah, but nabbing people? That's taking it a bit far, don't you think?
Not when their families will pay good mora to see them again. Easy picking. And the extra mora means I can,
like it.
Give some to my gang to spend on themselves.
Questionably reasonable there?
Hey, Hey, what's with all the questions? Like I said, I'm not going back with you, so stop wasting everybody's time.
No way, mister! We've accepted a commission to bring you back!
What did you say, little one? Go on. Say it to my face.
Say it to my face!
Well, mostly she took a commission to bring you back.
Show some backbone, Paimon!
Looks like you aren't gonna let this drop. In that case, we...
Uncle Ito!
Don't run now.
Granny Odie,
Or you'll
what?
fall.
What's taking you so long? You said we were gonna have a beetle fight today. Come on, you...
Yeah, that's right. Still going ahead. But you see, I've been out here for ages, and I still can't find a beetle that I like, so just give Uncle Ito a little...
Huh? Who are...
Yeah, that's right. I told them not to come, but what can I say? They were just too worried about me. It's because of a little thing called, prestige. Yeah, because of all the prestige Uncle Ito has.
What are you talking about?
Shush.
Come on, just
Shh.
stay along. Get the kid out of this.
Uncle Ito, you don't look so good.
That's because Uncle Ito bumped his noggin on a tree branch while looking for a beetle. Uh-oh. It's all good, though. These horns are rock solid.
Okay, if you say so. Granny and I will keep heading back now. Don't be too long.
Yep, I'll be right there. Hope you're ready to lose today.
Who were those people?
The old lady was Granny Oni. She's the one who took me in and raised me. And the kid's name is Daisuke. I took him in just a while back. They're both like family to me. They escaped with me out this way, along with my boys from the Arataki gang. If I didn't bring them with me, the Tenryou Commission would be knocking on their doors for sure.
I had no idea we're caring, actually.
Right. But if you care about them so much, then you shouldn't have done all that stuff that made them worry about you in the first place.
Listen, how about we make a deal? You two let me go wrap things up with Daisuke, and once we're done battling beetles, the two of us will settle things with a duel. If you win, I'll come quietly. You can take me back to Inazuma City, and you won't hear a peep out of me. Why? 'Cause I'm an Oni of my word. I'll just tell little Daisuke that my friends and I need to step outside for a moment. That way you won't worry.
What should we do? There is the kid to consider.
Either way, you won't escape.
Oh, it's on! I like your style. Alright, but first things first. I need to find an Oni Kabuto to battle with. I've been looking here for ages and haven't found myself a winner yet, so it's time to try somewhere else. Come with me. Saves you worrying that I might skedaddle.
Go to the hot spot.
By the way, Paimon's curious. What kind of game is beetle fighting?
You guys have seen Oni Kabuto out in the wild, right? Even though they might look menacing on the outside, they're big softies on the inside. Most of the time, they're just sitting there doing nothing. But let me tell ya, once the Oni Kabuto start fighting, they won't let anything get in their way. The grand game of beetle fighting is a match where your beetle tries to flip the other beetle onto its back.
I watched people playing that when I was a kid.
Hey, it's not just some kid's game, okay? There's way more to it than that. I have taken part in more beetle fights than you would believe. At least 800. I may have even crossed the 1,000 mark by this point. Anyway, after a while, you can tell a beetle's fighting potential just by looking at its shape, size, and the patterns on its body. But it's not just about all the physical stuff. Oh no, your Oni Kabuto's got to be in the right headspace as well. If it's not up for a fight or doesn't have the guts, well, then it's game over. Boy, are you two lucky you ran into me. When it comes to beetles, I'm the expert that the experts go to. I'll show you all you need.
But we're not the ones that will be playing. We're just here to keep an eye on you.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, not a problem. You two might think I'm just tooting my own horns here, but just you wait. I'll make you a beetle expert in no time. And by the way, that kid has one tough beetle. We can't underestimate it. We have to find a real lean, mean beetle war.
Okay, so he's not the sharpest horn on the Oni.
Okay, let me see. Ah, there. Let's head to that hill. I'll bet my bottom Mora we're gonna find some major league Oni Kabuto hiding out there.
Let's go there. Jsou většinou na straně.
Just our luck. Oh, darn it, they're all gone. Let's hop down from here and take a look. My gut's telling me that there's a king's... Look, you see all those purple things? It's a whole pile of Onikabuto. Now that's what I'm talking about. Huh? Oh, what? Oh, no, not lavender melons.
Je, is to často?
Well, even a pro like myself can make a mistake from time to time. It's okay, just gotta roll with the punches. Let's try somewhere else.
There's one.
This is the one! This is the one! See? As long as you're in my company, you're guaranteed to find yourself an Onikabuto.
It's a bit different from the others.
Yeah, it's on the smaller side. But, size isn't everything in a beetle fight.
You said earlier that size does matter.
Just let the expert explain, okay? What smaller beetles lack in strength, they make up for in agility. They usually got a whole bunch of sick moves just ready to whip out when the right moment comes.
It doesn't really be energetic either.
Listen, you can never see a beetle's true energy until it's in the ring. It might look a bit young and docile, but that's got its advantages. Haven't you ever heard the saying, don't judge a book by its cover? Young beetles that have never fought before always go all out in their first fight. Older beetles that have already been through the wars tend to just cower in the corner the moment they see a strong opponent.
I was hoping for a bigger one.
Don't worry. Come on, just have a little faith, would ya? My experience is telling me that this Onikabuto was spawned to be a champion.
Wait a minute, where's Paimon?
Right here! Look what Paimon found! If we're gonna battle some beetles, then Paimon wants in! It's not like we have anything else to do. When you hopped down, Paimon flew off somewhere else nearby and found this one! What do you think, Ito? It's big. It looks like a real fighter! It matches everything you said about a good fighter, Beetle! Bet the one you guys found must be way bigger.
Oh, you got some...
Nope. This is the first one Paimon's ever caught.
Beginner's luck.
Well, looks like you got a...
To je reálná věc.
You'll be a fellow beetle fighting expert in no time.
Oh, so overall not that good then.
Anyway, great. With both your beetle and mine, I can tell this'll finally be the one.
Můžeme konečně progresovat někam.
Win for sure.
You've never won before, have you?
Well, you know, that's just life, man. There are so many people in this world who are talented, passionate, but it's no guarantee that things will go their way. So many unrelated things have to come together at once in just the right way to make victory happen. There's this word that really sums it up nicely, actually. It's, coincidence.
As in pure luck? Huh. Guess it makes no difference whether we have Paimon's beetle or not then.
Whoa. Let's not do anything rash here, you know?
Ain't you think young beetles are fearless?
I think both of these fine beetles have a shot at winning. Let's just hang on to them and give them both a try. A true warrior never leaves a good beetle behind. Anyway, time to head back and get this show started. Man, I am psyched for this. Woo! Let's go!
Can we make a move on? Tenhle ten sidepot je good and all, ale já ho chci zatknout konečně.
Finally, you're back! Can we start our beetle fight?
Yeah, sure thing, buddy. But you better watch out. I brought a real winner back this.
Don't worry. I'm not scared of your beetle. Go, Stripey Ghost!
I've got this fight in the bag. Let's go, Nimble Ninja.
Huh? When did you come up with that?
Come on, you can take him.
Wow, takový drama. Final charge. Bleh.
Oh, no! My little Nimble Ninja!
Ha! Looks like I win again.
Dang it! it! Ugh, it's my 7th loss in a row.
Seems Oguramiya wasn't kidding.
Stripey Ghost is invincible. Even Uncle Ito can't beat him.
I won't forget this. I'll beat you next time, I swear! Alright, Paimon, you're up. Time to give Crimson Cyclone a shot. Maybe it'll end this losing streak of mine.
Alright, go get him, Crimson Cyclone!
That name caught on quick.
Whoa! That one looks ultra strong, but it's still...
Alright, little guy, use your Super Paimon Tornado!
That's a real thing now? Wow, that was quick.
I can't believe it. I lost.
Yay! We won! Ha! Paimon knew Crimson Cyclone would be the best!
Boy, did that one put up a fight. Woo! It wiped the floor with Stripey Ghost. I know a real beetle trainer when I see one. Way to kick some beetle butt, partner.
See? Paimon's got real talent! Of course, Crimson Cyclone has to take some of the credit, too.
Why don't we let this guy keep singing Cyclone?
Oh, right. Yeah, now that the beetle fighting's over and all,
Hmm?
this is for you, Daisu.
Huh? For me? You're really giving it to me?
Go ahead, take it, Daisuke. When we finally get back to the city, you can show it off to all your friends.
But will we ever be able to go back?
Of course we will. Trust me. I never go back on my word. Anyway, I got some things I gotta discuss with my friends here. Go play with Granny for a while, would ya? There's a good boy.
Good. The kid doesn't suspect a thing.
You're from the Tenryou Commission, aren't you?
Fuck
I
off.
bet you're here to capture Uncle Ito.
Hey,
Teď budeme
I'm not
guilt
telling ya,
tripnutí
they're my
před ním.
friends. In fact, they're...
That's not true. I already know everyone in your little gang, but I've never seen these two before. Uncle Ito didn't do anything wrong. Don't take him away.
What? Existuje celý seznam, co udělal ty smrade, vole.
And not only did he not do anything wrong, he also saved my life.
Let's try to stay calm, okay?
Some things we don't tell to outsiders, remember? How should I explain? I'm a real lousy liar.
Ito, sometimes you need to just say what you have to say. Don't worry about us.
I guess. Thanks, Granny. Seems I can't hide it anymore. Come with me. I'll explain everything.
I'll explain everything.
I'll be honest with you. This thing the Tenryou Commission is investigating, with someone going around taking people and their possessions, it wasn't me. Any of it. I have my own reasons for lying about it, and I really didn't want to get innocent people caught up in this while I'm still trying to solve the real problem here. I'm the same as you. I just want to avoid conflict at all costs. But it's just not worth it if someone gets hurt.
So why in the world would you say that you were the culprit?
Maybe you don't know because you're Outlanders, but it all started a long...
Oh mój Boże.
The story of the Crimson Oni.
Hold on a second. If you're talking about that fairy tale, we've heard that one already.
Oh, so you already know. Well, that makes things a whole lot easier.
So, is the story from the fairy tale really true?
Everything about the fate of the Oni is true. The Blue Oni chose exile, and the Crimson Oni stayed behind. But the other details aren't historically accurate. Fairy tales are nice stories, but there's something they leave out. It's a little thing called the cold, hard truth. The Inazuma of long ago was a dangerous place. If you wanted the Raiden Shogun's protection, you had to have a good relationship with the humans. The Oni are a proud kind, so it wasn't easy for them to ask others for acceptance. Over time, the Oni eventually split into two factions. The Crimson Oni were friendly with the humans, but the Blue Oni, they were more stubborn and insisted on keeping to their own.
Paimon thought you were two different species. So really, you're all one family?
Yep, that's right. There's no real difference between us. We just paint our horns different colors to show which side we belong to.
So why did the Blue Oni chose to exile themselves?
Because humans were still wary of Oni at the time. The Crimson Oni always hoped to find a way to live in peace with the humans, but the Blue Oni kept clashing with them. Humans didn't see a difference between Crimson and Blue Oni. All they knew was that Oni were hard to get along with. If things were to continue that way, the Oni were never gonna get along with humans. And so, the most revered leaders of the Crimson and Blue Oni decided to resolve it once and for all. Over drinks, they swore an oath. The Blue Oni would play the role of evil Oni to help the Crimson Oni integrate into human society. But the Blue Oni's leader gave 2 conditions. First, the Oni must abandon any prejudice they held against humanity. Every Oni was to accept humans in their heart before the humans accepted them. Oni were not to use their strength to mistreat humans, but were also not to stand for mistreatment against themselves. Second, the Crimson Oni were to integrate with human society, but not by trying to please the humans. The Oni were to embrace their own honest characters, their surging tempers, and their awesome strength to win respect from the humans. In other words, they were to carry on the Oni bloodline while also protecting our Oni pride.
I see.
After choosing exile, the number of Blue Oni began to dwindle, until eventually, they disappeared altogether. Since I first heard the story of the Blue and Crimson Oni as a kid, I've heard it countless times in my life. Not once did I ever imagine that the Blue Oni clan had actually survived.
So you're saying the real culprit was a descendant of the Blue Oni?
That's right. Most people don't pay attention to the color of an Oni's horns. They probably don't even know that Blue Oni exist. But nothing gets by the Arataki gang. At the scene of the crime, they saw an Oni with different color horns than mine. Still, it'd be strange if the culprit really was a descendant of the Blue Oni. I can't bring myself to accept it.
Because the Blue Oni also value their own pride?
Exactly. They would give up their life before abandoning their pride. I've always respected the Blue Oni for the sacrifice they made. And I know the aspirations my ancestors had for the future of all Oni. Our pride does not allow for any wrongdoing. You don't steal from other people. You don't harm other people, period. My guess is that the Blue Oni was tricked or forced into it somehow. But I don't have any evidence.
So you're trying to buy more time?
That's right. If I didn't step in, the Tenryou Commission would have definitely caught them by now.
But what does Daisuke have to do with any of this? He said that you saved him so he knows your story, right?
He was the one I managed to save from the Ronin after I sent them running from the scene. He was off playing somewhere when they came by and ransacked his house. By the time he came back, his parents had been taken. The whole reason I'm in this is to help this kid find his mom and dad again.
What? That seems like a lot of information you should have told us in the first place.
I never wanted to tell you any of this. My original plan was to knock you both out and take my family to hide somewhere else. There's more to this than just one Blue Oni. There's a dangerous group behind everything that's been going on. I didn't want to get anyone else caught up in this mess.
What, Fatui?
That's everything. The whole story. If you don't believe me and want to drag me back to Inazuma City, then I'm gonna fight you with all I've got. But if you're willing to believe me, then please, give me a little time. Once I find the Blue Oni, I'll turn the both of us in.
Alright, I decide to help you.
Yep, Paimon too.
If there is a real culprit like you say, then they must be brought to justice.
Just treat it like we're here to keep an eye on you.
So, you... Alright. I knew you'd be reasonable. I knew it. I was thinking right from the start, these two fine folks, they're just out here in the pursuit of truth and justice, man. Yeah, we are gonna get along just great. Well, I should tell you, though, things could get a little dangerous, so be ready for anything. Don't say that I didn't warn you.
Don't worry about us. We're seasoned adventurers.
All right, then our first job is to investigate where this Blue Oni is hiding out. There's a victim of his that saw him up close, currently taking refuge at Sangonomiya's camp. I figure we can start by talking to him.
Anyway. Někdo toho mod Blue Oniho spatřil, I got it. Se mi to nějak přelilo přes hlavu zrovna a vůbec jsem nevěděl, jakože Ui. Broke. Dobré odpoledne. Mr. Masato guy.
Yo, you must be Masato.
An Oni? Oh no, not another one!
Oh, yeah. Not the one that robbed you, though, so, chill. I contacted you before, remember? I need your help.
Oh, right. Sorry. I'm still a bit on edge after the incident. So anyway, here's what happened. I was just out transporting some goods when a group of Ronin suddenly attacked me. It's not the first time that's happened to me. Usually you just hand over some Mora and they'll leave you alone. At least you don't lose your goods that way. But this time was different. They weren't willing to talk things over. Instead, they took my things and they started coming for me.
Huh? That's totally uncalled for!
I got down on my knees and begged. Said I had a family to care for, and that my business is our only livelihood. Then I saw that there was an Oni among the group. I thought he was going to be the one to finish me off, but instead, he stopped the others and told them to let me go.
So there was friction within the group?
Yeah, that got them all arguing with each other. His cohort said that I was sure to retaliate if they released me, but the young Oni was insistent that they shouldn't lay a finger on me. Things got real heated. I thought they were gonna come to blows. Luckily, they let me escape with my life in the end. And I scrambled to get myself here, where I'd be safe. I never want to set foot outside of here again!
So he'll steal, but he won't harm people. Seems he has some sort of standards. Did he say why they were robbing you?
Surely it was Mora, right? What else could they have wanted with me?
Takže ne, takže to neřekl.
I mean, I can't say for sure. It's not like I asked. But what I did hear them say was, the goods are worth more than the merchant's life. Or something like that.
Ugh, that idiot. Oh, do you have any idea where they went after they robbed you?
I have no clue. But I think they're pretty active in the Tatarasuna area. You aren't gonna go after them, are you? Seriously, I'd advise against it. There are too many of them and they're all heavily armed.
Ah, don't worry. It's just a bunch of no-name scumbags. I got a whole laundry list of scores to settle with them. If these two islands are where they tend to hang around, we're sure to run into them at Nazuchi Beach sooner or later.
Neboli ten konektor. Line way to Nazuchi Beach. Go! Doběhneme si tu vzdálenost. Tak, dorazili jsme.
They gotta pass through here sometime. Let's just hang tight for a while. If I'm not mistaken, they'll be showing up any time now.
Yeah, things might get a little rough, so we better be prepared.
Já proč si myslím, že jeho odhady budou stát za starou bel. After wait for a while, the suspicious people emerge.
Oh, here they come!
Yeah, there they are. And one of them has horns. Alright, it's go time. Let's get him!
Oh, I get him. Jako já ho mám, ale tahle jeho verze je aspoň na 90, takže to aspoň bude za něco stát ten jeho damage.
Looks like you fellas aren't going down without a fight. Fine by me. Fight first, talk later.
More!
Whirling snow! Leave it up!
Attaboy!
Finally, No. Let's get down to business.
Embrace the ice! Take flight.
Let the show begin.
My blade! The fairy. There's more!
My apologies.
Ale kombinace se mi líbí. Got him.
Hey, don't even think about running. It's me, Arataki Ito, descendant of the Crimson Oni. I know who you are.
Oh, duh. Celá Inazuma ví.
From the day we are born, every blue Oni knows their purpose. We all know our fate is one of self-sacrifice. But what about the Crimson Oni, You don't know anything about us. Not our miserable history, or any of our names. Mine's Takuya, by the way. But you don't even care, do you? Because those who get sacrificed should be forgotten, right?
No, není to jako byste se odhalovali, takže to není ani tak jeho vina.
No, you're wrong. I never knew the Blue Oni had survived to this day, and the moment I found out, I was determined that I would find you. Since you remember the pact between our two factions, I assume you also remember the pride we share as Oni. So my question is, how could a proud Oni like yourself go and abuse the weak and plunder the innocent? Why break the oath that our kind swore all those years ago? Huh? What's so funny?
Who are you to talk about pride and oaths with me? The Blue Oni gave up everything, just so the Crimson Oni could live peacefully in human society. But let me ask you, Arataki Ito, what exactly do you contribute to human society? You're a blundering fool who can't hold down a real job, a laughingstock of the town, and worse still, you let them get your vision during the Vision Hunt decree. Protecting the Oni pride? Ha! You wouldn't know how if you tried. You're a disgrace to the Oni kind.
Hey, come on. None of that stuff's a big deal. I mean, you're really hanging me out to dry here, man.
Since when do you care what other people think? You just do whatever you want. It's not like anyone can stop you. But do you have any idea of the kind of life my kin and I have lived while you've been hanging around in human society? We were cut off from the rest of the world. We severed all contact with it. And since then, we've had no place to live, no stable source of food, no clothing, no medicine, nothing. Besides the oath we swore to uphold in our so-called Oni pride, we had nothing.
So, that's why you joined a band of thieves?
That's right. Why should I accept that life? Is holding fast to a worthless oath supposed to help me provide for my family and friends? I've abandoned our Oni pride. It's meaningless. I want to live. I've given everything that I've stolen from humans to my community. What I've taken will at least keep them from starving and ease their pain. That's what matters most to me.
Lumina vás spráská oba dva náhromadu, když bude muset. Thought I could mention. You don't need to go to such extremes, because that doesn't actually solve the root problem.
Yeah, and besides, the Blue Oni sacrificed themselves so that Oni could be accepted as part of human society. If people see Oni causing trouble again, then that'll defeat the whole purpose of the sacrifice you made.
You make a good point. But Arataki Ito's the one who needs to get that into his thick skull. The Blue Oni are the bad guys, so we're expected to do bad things. Our actions won't tarnish the reputation of the Crimson Oni. Unless, of course, this bonehead decides it'd be a great idea to take all the blame for himself, completely destroying the trust between humans and the Crimson Oni in the process. He's the one that wasted the sacrifice we made.
Huh? Well, I only had to do that because of you. I couldn't just stand back and let the Tenryo Commission drag you away.
You should get your priorities straight. The Blue Oni are history, all right? Forget about us. The Crimson Oni are the ones who must live on. Why couldn't you have just stayed out of this?
There they are. Seize them.
Oh no, it's the Tenryo Commission!
Forget it. This was a waste of time anyway. Look, I don't expect you to understand me, but you could at least take a look in the mirror sometime.
Hey!
Well,
Got away! Uh-oh, we need to get out of here too!
It's too late.
We can't get caught here. Looks like I'm up to bat. Just wait here, and we'll escape together when the time's right. Whatever you do, don't attack any of the Tenryou Commission, or they'll be after you too.
Battle formation!
Let's roll!
Come on, men. He won't get away this time. Just give yourself up, Arataki Ito.
Let's roll! I must withdraw.
Soldiers, quick! I've lost.
Man, they really came out in force today. I'm kind of flattered the Tenryou Commission sent so many. But I still haven't completely recovered from the bean attack earlier. I'm starting to lose my edge here.
Why don't you like this? We can try the diplomatic option and try to explain.
No, no way. All that would do is send them after our blue Oni friend instead. But I have to settle things with him first, man to man.
Then what should we do? The Tenryou Commission's about to arrest you!
No choice but to keep kicking some Tenryou butt.
Hey, boss. Thought you'd have all the fun without us?
Že tam je, vole, že tam je i voda.
Granny Oni sent us. We're here to
Ne.
lend a hand.
Maybe we can't take him, but we can sure slow him down. Now's your chance. Go! Hey, I told you to stay out of this.
Well, we're in it now. Come on, there's no time. Go, do what you gotta do.
All right then. Watch yourselves. Soon as I'm done, I'm coming back for you. Come on, you two. Time to roll.
Don't let them get away. After them.
Hey, you guys want some of this? There's plenty to go.
Yeah, sure.
Run for it, boss!
Dostane to. Část Arataki gangu.
As boss of the Arataki gang, getting rescued by my own boys feels pretty humiliating. I promise to never let you down, boys. All right, we've got some footprints to follow. Let's find Takuya. Huh.
Jako
Is
Kukishina
it just
tam
me,
není.
or are there more and more footprints here? At least we know we're headed the right way. Let's see what else we can find ahead.
Tady je nějaká fyzická věc.
A wrecked cart and some goods. Look alive, we've got company.
How about now?
I must leave no stone unturned, as a good knight should.
My blade! Say no more!
Windblade! Whirling snow! Sakura swirl! My apologies!
To the fairy.
Ten se resetnul, jo?
My lucky day!
Whirling snow! Someone needs to leave it all to me. Take flight! Windblade!
Seems they definitely don't want us going any further. Let's see what's waiting for us up ahead. Huh. Besides the footprints, there are other signs of life here too. Must be plenty going on around here.
And mystic
Hidden
entrance.
Yes! Alright. I think we just found their hideout. This is gonna be where they keep all the people they took.
Paimon thinks Takuya's probably in there as well.
Before we go any further, I have a question.
Huh? Fire away?
Did you really understand where Takuya was coming from?
Of course I did. Come on, I'm not that dumb. But it takes a world-class blockhead like Takuya to think his ideas are actually gonna work. So I'm here to save him no matter what.
Alright, that's good to hear.
Huh? What were you two talking about? Are you keeping Paimon in the dark again?
Let's go.
And then who's the blockhead now? You've reached the wrong item, but making the obstacle to resolve the misunderstanding. Так, who is gonna be it? Vytasím na ně Raiden Shogun. Jo, ale se cítí trošku under the weather. A těch steaků jsem dostal z těch daily questů. Z jednoho specifického daily questu, který tam občas přijde, jak už mám 40. A oni ani nedoplní nic. Ani nemá cenu používat. My došli věci, nejvíc mám těch pancakeů od Noel. Noel speciálních pancakeů, jich mám docela dost, překvapivě, tak já aspoň potřebuju. Janfei přivedu zpátky k životu.
All acquired by less than legitimate means, no doubt. All the more reason we gotta put an end to this.
Illusion shattered! Motion to compare!
The fairy! The fairy!
You're all gonna go down. Zpříčili jste se svému slibu, tak... Tak vás Raiden Shogun se seká.
No problemo. That'll be with...
Oh, it's moving!
It's moving!
What did I tell you? Just trust my instincts.
Žebřík. Hop. Hop, tak jsem si udělal kolečka. Fuck off. Proč mi to musí hodit cinematic mode, vole? No tak. Já chci na to naskočit zrovna, když se to otáčí. No tak. No. Tak tam ho odskočím manuálně a fuck it. Okay, what the fuck?
Shine down! Boom!
Bam! Line blade! How's this?
Steady as stone.
Let's roll! Finally,
Illusion shattered!
I'll protect
Inazuma shines eternal!
the fairy finally.
Oh, got it. Oh, tam byly pasti, jo? Jsem je hod prošel, ještě než se zaktivovali.
They must be holding on to them for leverage. All right, let's get them out of here.
Shine down.
Oni, coming through. Yes.
The fairy. Finally, the fairy.
Got it. Freeing everyone from the prison.
All right, you're all free to go.
Sorry, but have you seen our little boy?
Calm down, dear. We don't even know if he was taken here.
But...
Oh, you must be Daisuke's parent.
Yes, that's right. Have you seen him? Where...
Don't worry, he's safe and sound. Someone's looking after him now on Yashiori Island. I can show you where on the map. He's been worried about you. I bet he'll be relieved to see you.
You were the one who saved him? Oh, thank you, thank you!
He's the one who should be thank you.
No, please, no. No need to thank me. It's my pleasure, really. It's just who I am. Before you go calling me a hero, let me ask you this. Wouldn't any other self-respecting guy who saw another person in danger have done...
Really? Just one little compliment and it goes straight to his head.
Why did I see so many people?
These vagrants are insatiable. They'll do anything for money. No one dares stand up to them for fear of what they might do.
Would they really do it?
No, actually, because one of the guys, the one with Oni horns on his head, has always shielded us so far. Oh, in fact, his horns look just like the ones this guy...
At night, he would secretly bring us food and water. I don't understand what he was trying to do. Are you a friend of his? Or perhaps a relative?
Relative, I guess.
Oh, maybe there's something secretly troubling him. He seemed different from the rest of the gang. They seem like heartless crooks, but I'd say he comes across more like a confused child who made some poor choices.
Let me put it this way. There are a few things he needs to straighten out in his head, and I'm here to point him in the right direction.
I'm glad to hear that. He's lucky to have family like you.
Don't worry. He'll be in my trusty hands. I'll help him see the light. Anyway, you should scram. It's still not safe.
Yes, thanks again. You've rescued our entire family.
Yes, yes.
Huh. A child that made some poor choices. Anyway, let's get going, while we still have time.
Samozřejmě uteklí vězňové si zapomněli své goodies, takže ty případně vybereme všechno. Let's run around. Se proběhnu pasti, než se vůbec aktivujou. Wow. A tam je neviditelná zeď. Help! Help. Já nesnáším, že to vás to hodí do cinematic modu. Kdyby mě prostě nechali, tak bych úplně v klidu tam mohl naskočit, zabiju. Dobře, během celý od začátku. Here you go. Protože skrz celý dungeon hudba jako kdyby o něco šlo, kdy o nic tu vůbec nejde. Další tohleta. Hop. I'll take it. Podaří se sem udělat celý loop po celé této oblasti. Jsme konečně zase zpátky.
This is the place. The jig's up. Surrender while you can.
Že to můžu prostě vypnout? Wow.
Let's get down to business.
Vám to vypnu a budete jak Jagged creeps with a popsicle stick.
Illusion shattered. Let the show There is no escape. Incinerate! Steady as stone. Illusion shattered. Torn to oblivion.
You're Mr. Leader, man, huh?
There is no escape. Leave it up to me.
Attaboy! It's showtime! Boom!
Now you shall.
Shing!
Bet you think you've won, don't ya? So naive. This is my home turf. I'll let you in on a little secret. A long time ago, I picked up this rare paper charm. It's very precious to me. What makes it so special is that if you tear one piece, the other piece starts tearing too.
Newsflash, don't care about your cute little origami obsession.
You'd better stay where you are and let me finish. Aren't you curious what the other piece is used for? I'll tell you. It's now the critical component of a mechanism, and when it gets torn, this place goes up in smoke. Yeah, the whole hideout is
Wow, really?
ready to blow.
What? You're gonna blow this whole place up?
You'll get yourself killed, too. Jakoby to byla věc, která by kohokoliv v jeho pozici zajímala.
Oh, don't worry about me. I made sure that I've got an escape route. The rest of you, though, you're gonna be buried deep among the rubble. You've had your fun. Now it's goodbye. My paper charm! Where's my paper charm?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you looking for this?
Yes, that's it. But when did you?
I snatched it earlier, to stop you from doing anything hasty.
Why, you... And now you're going to betray me?
You're one to talk. What about burying everyone here? If you ask me, that sounds like you've already betrayed our agreement, no?
Just give it here.
You done talking now? Huh? You sure? Great, because I'm done listening.
Because I'm done listening!
Great work, Takuya. You arrived in the nick of time.
Stay away from me.
Huh?
I said stay away, or I'll tear the paper charm.
Hey!
I wanna do it.
Okay, fine. Just calm down. What are you doing?
Just because I won't let him blow this place to bits doesn't mean that I won't do it myself. Unless you want to get buried, you should leave this place now.
You won't go through with it. If you were that cruel, then why bother protecting every person you've come across?
I'm not here to reason with you. Go! Just get out of it! This sacrifice is mine to make. Mine alone! Why couldn't you just stay out of it?
No one needs to sacrifice themselves.
Alright, then you tell me. What am I supposed to do? I've tarnished our Oni pride and abandoned our ancestors' oath. Only sacrifice can restore my pride now. I chose this path so I could provide for my fellow Oni. I was ready to die from the very beginning. This is between us blue Oni. But you... If it wasn't for you, everything would have worked out perfectly.
They're here. We won't let them slip away this time.
What? Ty si to vzali kde?
Oh, there's nowhere else to run!
Hey, Tenryo Commission! I'm the one you're looking for. You're the ones in charge of detaining criminals in human society, right? I'm sure you can tell who the criminal is here.
Huh? It's like he's trying to reenact the fairy tale, sacrificing himself for the Crimson Oni!
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. It's me you've been looking for, and here I am! How are you ever gonna report back without capturing me?
Stop fooling around, Ito!
Listen, Takuya, sacrificing yourself won't solve anything. Your sacrifice can't protect me or your fellow Oni, and giving up your life isn't gonna make theirs any longer. Sacrificing yourself is one way to escape your fate, but the only one you'll be setting free is yourself. Listen to me. You wanna be the tough guy? Huh? Well, this is the coward's way out. Don't let your sacrifice stain our Oni... The Blue Oni have been scraping the bottom of the barrel all these years, so let's give them a new beginning. We've made mistakes, but we can make up for them. Fate hasn't been kind to the Oni? Well then let's tear it up and start over. But before any of that can happen, you need to get yourself behind me and forget about all that self-sacrifice stuff. Now let's go. But we're not done talking about this. Takuya!
Cinematic. A on to sebere. Hitoret. Jsem to přesně věděl a čekal jsem jí, jak se to stane. Jako udržet ve rvačce papírek nedotčený je nemožný. Wow, týpek dostal kamenem.
There are still people in danger. Go, help them. Hey, I got this. Come on.
Forget about me! Just go! It's what I deserve!
Ah, shut up, would ya?
Shut up, would ya? Plus Ultra! Reach out! And the world fades away.
We managed to save everyone!
Meanwhile,
But what about Ito and Takuya? Paimon hopes they're alright.
Ito said he could take care of it.
Look! It's Ito and Takuya!
That's gonna hurt tomorrow. What's up with the looks on your faces? I said we'd be okay, didn't I? I'm sure I'd be looking a whole lot sharper right now if it wasn't for that brutal bean attack of yours earlier.
We didn't want to make things too easy for you.
Why? Why would you do this for me? I'm the guilty one here. I don't deserve this.
Because we're Oni, that's why. We share the same blood, brother. Our parents and their parents before them never taught us that it was okay to abandon family in need. I just wish you'd come to find me sooner. If you knew about me all along, then you should have come and asked me for help. I never would have dreamed of turning you away.
The Blue Oni disappeared so that they wouldn't bring trouble to the Crimson Oni. If I came to you for help, wouldn't that just undo everything the Blue Oni have done?
Not to me. I've always respected the Blue Oni for their sacrifice. Nothing they did was in vain. It's only because of them that we have survived to see today, and built a world where Oni and humans can live side by side. Honestly, everything that I have now, I owe to the Blue Oni. And let me tell you, the Inazuma of today wouldn't see you as a villain just because of the color of your horns.
You say all that, but in spite of everything, you're barely getting by.
That's just how I roll, man. You remember the pack, don't you? We're not supposed to suck up to the humans. We're supposed to earn their respect. Every member of the Arataki gangs had a tough time trying to fit in. Take Akira, for example. He snores like you wouldn't believe. Or Genta. He's got a serious temper problem. And Mamoru? Well, he's colorblind. Even Granny Oni. She got that name for taking me in as a kid. We're all rejects and outcasts in some way, but we don't care. You want to talk about pride? Well, in our gang, we're proud to welcome anyone who's been through adversity with open arms.
But
don't worry. The Arataki gang's already a bunch of misfits. You really think you could cramp our style?
We've dealt with the Kairagi and the people they took captive. I assume the two of you are finished talking. Takuya, based on the findings of our investigation, I hereby announce that you are officially under arrest for forceful seizure of people and property, Please do not attempt to resist. All stolen articles will be reclaimed. That means we'll be seizing all the goods you passed on to your
No, please don't! Without those goods, they'll...
It's all right, Takuya. Those goods never belonged to us anyway. Don't worry, I'll help take care of your kin. Now that I know the situation, I'll personally make sure they never suffer again.
Might want to put your grand plans on hold there. You're under arrest too, for numerous assaults on the Tenryou Commission officers.
Oh, yeah, I guess I forgot about that. But no worries, I'll put my gang on the case. My boys will take good care of the...
Yeah, we've already...
Oh, right.
That's what they get for resisting the Tenryou Commission.
Yeah, I guess it's up to you then, Traveler. Could you be a pal and tell Granny Oni about the Blue Oni situation?
Sure, we'll tell her everything. You have a chance to clean up your act.
Thanks. And thanks for sticking with me to the end. Once I'm out of the slammer, I'll find a way to make it all up to ya.
As for you two, lending them your aid when you knew full well they were in the wrong means that the culpability extends to you too.
Really? Nieważnie chcesz zkusit?
But, given your unique circumstances, and in light of the complexity of this case, we won't press charges this time.
Sorry for the trouble.
Hey, wait! Unique circumstances? Are these guys like a big deal or something?
Nope.
Oh, yeah, okay. Cool. Because I was gonna say, you know, like, I'm kind of a big deal myself. Yeah, alright, see you next time. Whenever that'll be.
Yep, tohle to ze začátku.
Well, he's pretty.
Gone.
Weird. But at least he's not a bad guy.
A celou tu štrku až tam. Yeah, meanwhile, the parents are back. You tell Granny Oni everything that happened along the way.
Yes, that does sound like my Ito.
So, did they take Uncle Ito away?
Yes.
They did. But don't be too upset, Daisuke. We will have the chance to see him again. He and his gang may have acted recklessly, but the fact remains that he still helped us. Yeah, I knew it! Uncle Ito helped us, and he's awesome!
Vzhledem k tomu, že jsme viděli, kdo přesně mu pomohl a kdo přesně byl zatčen, tak pořád zbývá jeden člen jeho gangu, který je na svobodě. Chci tu danou osobu potkat, ale to bude chvíli trvat, než se tam na mé timeline dostanem. Ale těším se každým dílem, kterým se dostáváme blíž.
Now, don't get any ideas, Daisuke. Ito is a far cry from awesome. He still caused a lot of trouble for a lot of people. If you ask me, I'd say he's like one of those little Oni. Though he looks fierce on the outside, he has a kind heart. He's not a delinquent, but he'll never back down from a fight.
I don't really get it.
Still complex for my kid brain.
I can't wait.
Thank you, Granny, for taking care of our little boy. I hope that Ito and his friends will be released as quickly as possible.
Yes, you needn't worry. The officials in the Tenryou Commission will certainly exercise sound judgment.
It's time we started heading back. We'll be sure to visit again soon.
Ah, I'm glad that everything was resolved in the end. Things were looking quite dire, but now the future looks bright. Wonderful, wonderful. As for the Blue Oni, just leave them to me. If there's one thing an old granny like myself can do, it's caring for others.
Do you need our help?
No, no. Go on ahead. I'm sure you have other adventures beckoning. Besides, once Ito is released, he'll be here to help me.
Is he always like this?
Oh, yes. And you know what? I think that's what makes him adorable. Wouldn't you agree? He does whatever he puts his mind to. He's sincere, brave, and determined. Back when I took him in, everyone thought I was most unusual indeed. They started calling me Granny Oni, but I've never been ashamed of this name. On the contrary, I'm quite proud of it, because Ito is my pride and joy.
Yay.
A long, long
Oh,
time.
one more? Really?
A village lost to time.
Come on.
There lived a crimson Oni and a blue Oni. They were the best of friends. The crimson Oni wanted to be friends with the humans, so the blue Oni played the role of the naughty kid. And then he left. After a long time, the crimson Oni was living happily with the humans, but in his heart, he wanted to bring the blue Oni back home. The crimson Oni didn't know where to find the blue Oni. His search took him up the highest mountains and across the widest rivers. He found many traces of the blue Oni, but the more he found, the clearer it became. The blue Oni was hiding on purpose. So just as the blue Oni had once done, the crimson Oni left him a letter.
Dear Owl, I've made lots of human friends now, and I want to have a big party for everyone. I want all my friends to be there. That means you too, Owl. If you don't want to meet me, you can just watch from a distance.
The blue Oni snuck back to the village and hid in the shadows. He saw the great feast and roaring fire and longed to join in. But though his stomach rumbled, the blue Oni remembered the oath of old and kept his distance. Suddenly,
That's a
he
fast.
jumped. The crimson Oni was right behind him.
Hey, you're finally back. Come on, I'll introduce you. It's time
Hey.
everyone met my best friend.
Hey.
Hey, traveler! Remember that pit at the bottom of the chasm?
Rise up, golden
The
soul.
giant pillar smashed, didn't you? Paimon took a quick peek before we left last time. There was some kind of light coming from inside. Don't you think that's a little strange? Oh, so you've been wondering about that too, huh? Now that we have some time on our hands, let's go and take another look.
Oh, come on, Paimon. That's spoilers. Spoilers for the next episode. Protože to se, pokud jsem si 100% jistý, byla průpovídka ke questu, který se odemknul, protože závisel na Itově volné přítomnosti for some reason. A tím odemknul jeden z questů, který byl zablokovaný, kterýmu se budeme věnovat v příštím díle. Takže příště se budeme věnovat něčemu takovému střednímu. Je to větší než side story quest, ale není to Archon quest nebo něco takového. Takže bude to lehce special formou, ale nebude to tak podle mě tak special obsahem jako takovým. Obsah jako takový bude v podstatě další side story quest, ale bude to vypadat fancy.
I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
Ale v dálce vidět ten letající ostrov. Víš, jak je daleko, ej. A tamhle nad tím je další zamlžený létající ostrov, který vypadá hodně heavenly. A to bude záhada na jiný den, která bude snad vysvětlena. Hop. In any case, to bude všechno obsahově pro tento díl. Prošli jsme celý Itův příběh a jeho introduction to the story. Bohužel k mému zklamání se z něj vyklubal další něco, co je příliš příbuzný dalšímu lawful good charakteru, než k tomu, čemu jsem doufal, že je. Takže další charakter, který má velký potenciál být zajímavý, který byl spláchnut down the drain. Cool. Well. Jediný, co je v budoucnosti, co vím, že si užiju, bude Jaimiko. Pokud nebude po mně chtít něco totálně triviálního a trapného, což je asi jediná věc, která by mě mohla zklamat, tak ostatní věci, které jsou na to napojený, se těším. A to bude až za dlouho. Bohužel. Pořád je hodně věcí, co musíme udělat a eventy to jenom prodlouží ten čas. Hodně eventů se teď a speciálních time limited akcí a reward cyklus se vynoří teďkon každou chvíli, takže v následujících pár dílech uvidíte nějaký event, se kterým se potýkám. A to bude všechno asi. Je tu v příběh talk. Jako... obsahově to bylo zajímavý. A je to lore, hodně velký lore drop o hodně specifický věci. Ale je to jako ta epizoda anime, kterou když rewatchujete té série od začátku do konce znova, protože už jste to jednou prošli. Šoš. Tak je to jako ta anime epizoda, kterou když to rewatchujete, tak jste sledovali poprvé, užili jste si to, a když to máte rewatchovat, tak jsou některé epizody, který možná skipnete, nebo který prostě víte, že nejsou až tak super jako ty, které jsou hned zatím. Prostě. Tak to je pro mě, takhle je pocitově pro mě i tu side story quest. Užil jsem si ten jeho side story quest v prvním průběhu, ale když bych měl teoreticky nebudu prostě prohazovat. A kdybych se měl zkouknout ty příběhy všech z mých vlastních videí, jako kdybych rewatchoval anime, tak i tu díl bych definitivně skipnul. Jako řeknu teď rovnou. Na jeden první watchthrough, good. Na druhý watchthrough Itova příběhu a Itova story arku, nope. Jako lore drop o jeho lidech a oni lidech jako takových je zajímavý, ale nejsou dostatečně zmiňovaný anebo důležitý v tom overarching příběhu na to, aby to mělo nějakou hmotnost nebo prostě váhu a nebo prostě obecnou zajímavost. Není to dostatečně zajímavý anebo nějak zmiňovaný mimo i tu v příběh, abych z toho měl prostě superový pocit, prostě jo, tohle bylo fajn, tohle bylo super a prostě tohle bylo mua. Šeš. Takže je to takový 6 z 10. To takový jako nadprůměrný, ale ne až tak. Takže to je asi všechno. To je asi tak nějak, jak se ohledně toho cítím. A samozřejmě udělám všechno, nevynechám ani postavy, na který se netěším. Žádný ani velký event nevynechám, zvláště když je do něj zakomponovaný nějaký příběh nebo velká slavnost. Všechno udělám, ať se na to těším nebo ne. Tak to bylo asi všechno pro přítomnost i zmínka na budoucnost. Jsem nastínil dostatečně. A teď zbývá jenom obligátní vyšpul. Ale tady jsme se vyvali, takže rolneme si jednou z Xiaova banderu. A tyhle ty 3. Uvidíme, co nám dropne. Když to nebude nic satisfying, tak uděláme druhý, ale ten uděláme odzud, protože tady už budeme mít skoro 70. A nacházím se ve velmi privileged situaci, kdy jsem jednou 5 stara z téhletý rotace dostal, takže jsem byl ukonejšen ohledně tohohle typu vyše jako takovýho. Takže udělám obligátní jeden a pak už nemám žádný nutkání. Takže můžu jenom jednou pulnout a beat good. Takže one pull on the way. Pray to RNG Jesus and don't look. Protože ty bludičky, co padají, tak jsou spoilers. A hned zpátky jsem dostal 4kovej meč. I hate you so much. Well, celý zbytek bude triviální tím pádem. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but no, 10. Dostal jsem mizerný one-hand sword. Yay. Well, to bylo extrémní zklamání, takže si rollnem znova, protože to bylo zklamání. Boom! Obecnej vyš, kde může být cokoliv, co se týče postav, i ty, co nejsou v rotaci. Je to sice malá pravděpodobnost, ale technicky vzato jsou možný úplně všichni. Včetně zbraní, které jsou taky možný všechny různý. Takže... let's see. Uvidíme, jakou dostanu druhou zbraň. Protože to samozřejmě prostě bude řád věcí. Teďkon budu mít low point ten, tak určitě dostanu zase nějakou zbraň, vole. No, jsme doma. Jsme doma. Vážení diváci, dámy a pánové, jsme doma. Wow. Chongyun, týpek, který je nejslabší, jeden z nejslabších charakterů ze hry, kterýho už mám namaxovanýho dávno. S tím na mě nechoďte, vole. Jako rád dostanu 4kovou postavu znova, don't get me wrong. Ale jestli se někdo kvalifikuje na otrávenou reakci, tak je to definitivně Chongyun. Protože ten ani není dobrý. Ani není zajímavý. Příběhově nebo vzhledově. Je takovej průměrnej. Well, aspoň jsem z něho dostal těch 5 camfourů, ale... to můžu konvertovat aspoň tady. Za 2 dny, až se tohleto recykluje, protože tady obě dvě tyhle jsem namaxoval. A tohle to je crit damage set, což je absolutně zbytečný. Jako crit damage věci jsou pod téměř k ničemu. Tady jsem všechny tyhle ty vykoupil. A z Dusty mám dost. Ale to můžu dropnout, to nemusím kupovat. Kopme C9, koupím další ten Fate, obligátně. A to je všechno. Mám 40 a 55, tak mám pořád dost na budoucnost. No, tenhle díl sice byl takový low point, ale nemusíte zoufat, dílu je spousta a pokud jste některý z vás jako já, tak je spousta obsahu, který už existuje o hodně zajímavých postavách. Šoš. Tak je spousta obsahu s mnoha postavami, které jsou i docela zajímavý a story momenty, které jsou hodně klíčový s mnoha překvapivýma zvratama. Jako třeba nedávno celkem zajímavá situace se Sangonomiyo Kokomi a její řešení mírové smlouvy po válce. Taky zajímavý bod, který stojí za to navštívit znova. Takže budeme mít zajímavé věci v minulosti, ale v budoucnosti, i dokonce blízké budoucnosti se budou dít zajímavé věci, které rozhodně stojí za to jenom ze základního principu, aniž bychom věděli, co se stane, protože ten setup je hodně zajímavý. A to bude věci na příště. Já už jsem vypovídal všechno, co mi moje mysl může vysypat a už budu mluvit jenom asi v kruzích, jak to tak bývá. Takže než se zase zapovídám v kruzích, anebo si něco vymyslím, děkuji, že jste dívali. Uvidíme se u příštího dílu. A pokud budete spát, tak dobrou noc.